What's going on, everyone? Not many of you guys in the chat right now, but this will go on YouTube, and that's the main intention later anyway. So in the past, you've seen I've done a few different analysis videos of people's MK matches, and behind the scenes when I make those, I take some notes and do all this other stuff, and then assemble the video. But what we're doing this time is I've actually got Harold with me, who uh, didn't actually ask me for an analysis video the first time, but I did it anyway. just because I wanted to. And that ends up being pretty good. So this time we've got Harold with me so we can talk back and forth about what's going on in the matches, so we can figure out what's going wrong, how to improve, and all that stuff. Because there's only so much that I can do when I'm analyzing a match, making assumptions about what the person's doing, what they're thinking about it. So sitting down one-on-one's really the best way to do this kind of thing. So congratulations on your second place at the launch tournament recently, Harold.
Thank you, thank you.
So did you stick with, oh, sorry, just quickly. So you guys will see I've got a match up here. This is the grand final between Harold and Googie. So Harold's using Venomous Devourer. Did you stick with Venomous the whole way through, or was there a bit of a,
Yes, I did.
you
I
did?
stuck. I sort of played around at the very first match I had with Googie. I tried Kobajutsu Tanya,
Yep.
and that failed miserably. And I did not swap. I didn't
Yep.
swap from Venomous Devourer for the rest of the tournament. So,
Yep. Yep. So how long have you been playing Venomous for a long time?
I've been playing Swarm Queen for a long time, and
Yep.
then when they buffed Venomous, I sort of like, oh yeah, I'll have a look at it
Yep.
here and there. And then I ended up liking Venomous a lot more because my cancels went to shit.
Dude, like that's
So,
because I used to play Storm Queen as well. So around like just before OHN last year, I was
yeah.
playing quite a bit of Swarm Queen, and I did the same. As soon as I heard Venomous was buffed, I was like, sick, I don't have to worry about these cancels anymore.
Yeah, the cancels.
So I switched to Venomous, and yeah, she feels I don't know, I've got like this weird relationship. Sometimes I have a lot of fun, other times it bores me a bit. Like she's an insane footsie character, which is a lot of fun in this game as well.
Mm.
So, we're looking at a set, first to three set, so 9 minute long. So there's a few different matches. Uh, so the first thing I basically did when I approached looking at this was, as I've said in like every video, stop at this round one screen so you can see the round one fight screen. We just paused on it and sit back and think, what are the options each character has? What could they possibly do? And what's each player likely to do? So when you're looking at this screen, Harold,
Hmm.
what's actually no, before that, in general, as Venomous Devourer against Shirai Ryu Takeda, what do you think your goal is? Like, do you have a goal when you approach the match? What do you think is the best
Um,
situation for Devourer in this matchup?
Pretty much what I think is do not let Takeda get started
Yep,
because I think both of our game plans are exactly the same. Do not let the other one get started
yep,
because we're very well. Takeda's very pressure based, which makes Devora do nothing because of her shitty armor,
yep,
and Devora's 50-50 based, which is well 50-50 to the Takeda player. So the whole idea is to not let the other one sort of get started.
yep.
And I think that's what Edison did to me. Like Edison did not let me start at all. If you see, he actually scores three flawlesses on me because I didn't want to armor because I knew that it would just get beaten anyway.
Yeah, it's all right. You got like what, 13 frame armor come beta, so
Yeah,
could be in
yeah,
good shape after this.
exactly right. Can't
Um,
wait.
yeah, so the first thing I was kind of thinking when I thought about it was my main priority would be push Takeda to the corner. I think most characters naturally want the other person in the corner, but Venomous is particularly nasty because you end your spray combos in that range where you don't have to move for the back one or the forward two.
Mm,
So in the mid screen, you have to run up if you want a back one. So a lot of the time when I'm playing, or I don't even opt for the back one, I end up just going for like a couple of down fours and stuff so I can maintain some hit advantage and not just whiff and lose my turn.
yeah.
So pushing to the corner is super important. Stuff that I think is generally useful for Dvora in this match, because Takeda doesn't have the best buttons, like the fastest buttons. The staggered 4-to-1 pressure is really, really good. Um, so mixing that up between throw stuff like that.
Mm.
But yeah, my main priority would be uh, pushing him to the corner as like a very basic game plan. Now, in terms of at the round start, what do you what do you think your best options are compared to what do you think Takeda's options are?
Well, my down four is faster than anything he can pull out, so
Yep,
I would straight away go for down four.
yep. And
Um,
I think we see that a couple of times.
yeah. So, well, yeah. I guess the only thing he can do is jump back.
Yep,
Um, I don't know. That's what my go-to would be, just straight away down four,
yep.
knowing
Okay.
that I'm faster.
All right. Well, we'll have a look at that in a second. So, other options Takeda might have, for example, I suppose he could start off with his forward one. That should be very close to reaching, if not reaching. And I'll have a quick look at this in a minute. He might have his forward one, but then you got to think about since Devora's got such a good. I think the two like most common starts with Devora is forward two and down four.
Yeah.
And again, I'll have a look at the timing in training mode in a second. But you may be able to just walk back to avoid both of those, or at least dash back. So you just got to be careful thinking about is Googie thinking, is he already making the read that my downfall is good, so he's going to do something about it, or is he not? And
Mm.
we'll have a look at that in a minute. So you can't see on my stream right now, but just to the right of the page, I have a notepad up. It just says notes for Harold.
Oh,
So
okay, cool.
when I'm so we've spoken about the round start, that's going to happen every time, that's fine. But when I was going through the matches, what I was aiming to do was trying to look at firstly what you got hit by. So trying to figure out where Googie's getting damage on you.
Hmm.
Um, with that, seeing if Googie's getting damage on you by doing doing certain things that you can read or habits of his own, which does come up, and I'll show you that in a second. And also look at how you're getting your hits and your damage to see what you can get away with against Googie.
Hmm.
They're the main things, and also thinking about things like spacing and just general ideas of, oh, maybe in this situation this might have been better. So that's what I'm doing when I take notes. So what we might do, I'm contemplating whether, yeah, why don't we just watch the first round? I won't say anything,
Hmm.
and then yeah, just gather your thoughts and see if you notice anything that might help you moving forward, and then we'll talk about it.
Cool.
All right. Oh, okay. Hang on. This has trouble sometimes. There we go.
So he has to win 6 games. And as Googie would say, he is mopping Harold at the moment. Gets the teleport feint, gets him with a combo, and yeah, this is it.
Okay. All right. Let's bring that back again. Where are we?
Hazzles
So,
versus Googie grand final. Hazzles is in.
did you notice what Googie did to basically hit you that round? Because it happened. One situation happened twice that let him get a lot of damage on you. And it is,
Um,
again, if you're not looking for it, and if you're not used to looking for it, it can be hard because it's fast, very fast paced. But I'll go through it step by step in a minute. But did you notice anything in that?
his teleport cancels, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, yep. That's the big thing. So, very first thing we notice, we just go through.
Loses.
Down four is punished.
Yeah.
So straight off the bat, Googie's already assumed that you're going to down four. So he's jumped back, and the thing that Takeda can do is he probably visually hit confirm that. He probably jumped back. He didn't need to do the air special. Actually, you know what? I don't think he actually hits down four. I think he catches you running in after a down four. Let's just watch it once more. I'm curious about this. But either way, you can see that he's aware that down four is the option that you're going for. Yeah, it looks like you run forward a little bit afterwards. So he catches you just trying to do stuff basically. Now the next thing, I wonder if there's a better way to do this. Maybe I'll just zoom in on the page. So sorry if you're wondering, Harold, for some reason when I full screen, I can't pause and play. and so the
Okay.
stream's only seeing like a smaller video. But
Right.
we'll figure this out. So the next thing, so let's have a look at what happens here. You eat the whip, you get knocked down, he runs up,
So he has to win 6
forward
games.
1-1-2, teleport cancel, and you're about to get hit. You armor, I just paused it early. You armor, and you get hit by a neutral jump punch.
Mhm.
So as soon as you get knocked down, Takeda's forward 1, what is it? 4-1-2, 2+4 is like the 9 times out of 10 option that Takeda's go for, and particularly Googie.
Mhm.
So good on you for blocking that. But then what happens? Then this is an important situation. You need to look at like specific situations that are going to come up a lot. He uses a teleport cancel out of that string, which is something that's probably going to happen more than once. So we need to pay attention to what he does after that. And for this very first instance, the first time you've come across it this day, I suppose, because I think he was playing Codal earlier, he decides to NJP after the teleport cancel, which punishes your armor. Yep.
Mhm.
And that probably would have also punished low poke. So he might not have been reading armor specifically, but it probably would have punished if you tried to poke back for whatever reason, for example.
Yep.
So it's useful. Again, this is now something that you can take next time you fight Googie's Takeda. It's like, all right, so he's doing that string. Watch out for the teleport cancel. What's he gonna do? What are my options? So armoring is not the greatest option because he can blow it up with his NJP or he can bait it. But we'll look at it a bit further, see how what he does after his teleport cancel next time, because he does it later in the round, and we'll learn from that as well.
Mhm.
So he gets the punish. First time you eat damage is because of the teleport cancel. He doesn't actually finish his combo. Now there, I'm not sure what's going on. I think you might have just hit a button. Maybe you saw him coming and you wanted to stop him coming in with his forward 1-1-2.
Mhm.
So let's
So
just
he
have
has
a
to
look
win
again.
6 games.
Cancel, NJP, blah blah blah, 4-1. So you can see right there, he just hits you. So again, remember to respect the forward 1-2, blah blah blah.
Mopping Harold at the moment.
Now you block that, teleport cancel, and this time he doesn't NJP, he does a forward 1-2.
Gets with a combo
And then this is just kind of like,
yeah, this is it.
and that's just kind of like one of those awkward exchanges where people poke and blah blah blah. But the two key things we saw is that most of his damage, or a lot of his damage, came out of what happens after he teleport cancels. In one instance, he NJPs. In one instance, he just goes back into his string. So I guess maybe you hit a button or let go of block for a second after the teleport cancel. So the
Mhm.
forward 1-2 hit. So that's probably the moral of round one. Think about the teleport cancels and how we can deal with them. I'm not sure if he actually does anything different other than those two options, but later we'll see that he goes for NJP quite a lot. And what I'm going to do now, you won't be able to see it, but I'll explain it to you, and you can go back to the video and watch it later.
Mhm.
But I've just got Takeda to do, because I think later on he does the back, the back 2-1 string, the overhead.
Yep.
Later on he catches you with teleport cancel from that into NJP. So I've just recorded Takeda doing that basically. And
Yep.
let's have a look. Oops. Oh,
I'm replicating it on my PS4 now.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. So I think my timing's a bit off. So just do that into the NJP.
Yep.
Oh shit, my timing on the NJP is bad. There we go. So you block that, you hold down, whoops. Oh my god. The AI is being stupid. It keeps doing the wrong inputs. Let's just do, oops. There we go. Alright, so if you do that right, you wait for the teleport cancel, just hold down and block. So if you're holding down and block for that split second longer, you'll block the forward 1-2 if he decides to do that, or down 3 or whatever he does.
Mhm.
When you see him jump, you'll actually be able to react to just down to him. So try that out.
Ah, okay.
You gotta be a bit careful. You gotta get the timing pretty good, otherwise the NJP can hit you. Because it has like that ridiculous hitbox. But you should be able to just down to it.
At like close range, or we're talking like what sort of range?
So he'll do. Oh right, yeah. Oh yeah, good point. So maybe back two from that range isn't always the best, but if you see you're a decent range, if he's doing the back two, right, and you see him jump. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say. Yeah, depending on the range, I'm trying to react with a walk back or a backdash, for example. I mean, you probably could backdash. Yeah, okay. So it just depends on the range. If you're like super far out, you can walk back. Whether it's on reaction or not too sure. So your absolute safest option is obviously just to block. So start off blocking, just keep blocking. If you're up close, you can possibly react with a down two. Now I'm just going to quickly do the same thing from the forward 1-2 string. Whoops, screwed that up. Oops. Oh. Yeah. So oddly enough, if he does the forward 1-2 into the cancel, or forward 1-2 whip into the cancel, in the NJPs, if you try to react with the down two, the down two might not hit depending on the range, but it'll lower your hurt box, so you don't actually get hit by the NJP.
Right.
So it's something to consider. It's an option. Again, I guess blocking is the safest bet, because at this point Googie's not trying to blow you up with throws or anything, so you don't have to worry about throw at this point.
Yeah.
So, after this first, pardon me, situation where you've seen Googie hit you with an MJP and hit you with the forward 1-2, then blocking is going to cover both of those options. Alright, so you want to go back to the video?
Yeah.
Yep, alright. So, same thing, we'll watch the next rounds, see what you can notice, and we'll go back and break through that round again. Alright, good start with the interactable. Alright, I'll let you analyze.
Overhead option, or we'll do overhead again. We'll do back one. No, you just put a standoff right there. And
Alright.
round one goes to Harold.
So, what did you get hit by? Did you notice?
Wake up, teleport.
Wake up, teleport?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the first thing was the wake up EX teleport. And the second thing
was again neutral jump punch.
That's right. So the thing we need to consider with the wake up is we want to be paying attention to when he's waking up, right? So most of Venomous Devora's stuff is not going to knock down. Ideally, you're going to end in spray. So there's only very few instances where you knock him down, and throw is one of them, right? So you throw him, you run up. He knows that you want to pressure, so he sees the run and he armors. And this happens more than once. You'll see throughout the rest of the game. The only times, or 90% of the times that I remember taking notes that he chooses to EX wake up is after a throw where you run in and he just wakes up and you get hit by it. So taking note that, okay, after throw he wants the armor. That's another important thing, because then you can start thinking about baiting the armor. So then if we keep playing,
So they'll have none of that. Yeah,
blah blah blah.
I wake up.
So he chooses to jump in, not just do his forward 1-2 stuff. Gets hit by the NJP again. And right idea, run in because you see he's whiffed it. That's good. So right there we see Googie didn't punish the spray, so that's useful information. And then you get to start, then this is what I mean, take him to the corner and you start your game. And when I watched this I was like, what are you doing? Because after that second overhead spray, I'm like 90% sure he was in the right range for you to do forward 1-1-2 EX spray and that would have chipped out.
Ah, right.
So when I was watching this, I was so scared. I was like, please Googie, don't come back. So you got to make sure you know, and it's super important with Venomous, just making sure, for example, again, let's just bring it back 1 second. So 4-2-2, while you're spraying, that's a chance to look at your meter and look at his health bar. So you can see he's kind of at that really, really low range. So using that time while you're spraying to quickly scan your resources and see, all right, can I go for the chip out or not?
Yeah.
So throw's also there. Throw probably would have been very close to killing, and once you knocked him down, you would have guaranteed with like a meteor or whatever. So that's a good idea as well. But if you have the opportunity to guarantee the chip out, make sure you take it. It's very important.
Yeah.
And then this isn't bad because you get the round, but what's bad is he jumps over and you lose the corner. So you could have had corner positioning for the next round at this point, but you don't. So again, watch this round, see where you get hit, or see if you take notice of what happens.
Starts off with a back to pressure mix up. This is it. Nice break. And Edson is going nuts for the mix ups. Gets it with a kunai to convert off it. Does it again. Setup works, and that's
Okay.
it. Very, very quick round.
Alright, where are we?
Pressure mix up. This is it.
Okay, well I think that was the first thing. I think he hit you with like a back two, so you got hit by an overhead, which is just a blocking thing. And then you got hit by this jump in, but we need to have a look at this jump in because what I noticed later on, I can't really tell there, but what I noticed later on is that you actually get blown up for trying to anti-air, which we can work on. So I'm not sure if that was you trying to hit a button. I'm sure you probably wouldn't remember, but I don't know if that was you trying to hit a button or if you know, like, because sometimes you see them jump and you think, oh shit, anti-air, and then you commit to it, but it's way too late, which happens. Let's just have one more look at it. I just want to see the range that Googie's jumping in from when he does that. So overhead, so you're running in because you want to pressure and you just hit you with an overhead. Yeah, so that was like, if we go back, sorry, once more, he jumps, that's like prime down two range. Like that's, Deborah's got an amazing down two for that. So making sure that if he's kind of at that range, that you're thinking about all the options. Thinking about, is he going to forward 1-2? Is he going to jump? Is he going to do blah, 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 blah? Because some players subconsciously tend to sit in a range, and then when they get to a certain spot on the screen, they're like, oh, I want to do this. Yeah. So Googie might not habitually jump, but he's jumped a few times in the last few rounds. So something to keep in mind. And down 2 is quite a good anti-air for that scenario. Alright, so overheads again, that's fine. Kunais, it's fine, and yeah, then you just basically lose to a Hazzles blockable, so there's not much else to say there really. I mean, you probably could have broken, but once you break, there's not much Venomous can do, I don't think. So again, let's watch. So same thing, right? Nice.
Goes up to Kunai, misjudges where it's going to land and gets punched by Harold. Then does EX teleport and wake up. Nice trip guard there. Didn't get much from it though. puddle. Oh, just throws that
Alright.
kunai and Harold gets hit by it.
Let's take it back and think about that very first exchange.
Nice trip guard there. Didn't get
So
much
how did the round start, Harold?
Down 4, got punished.
Down 4 got punished, that's right. If not punished, it was red, right? So start off, you down 4, exact same start to the last round, right? Actually, yeah, identical, because it wasn't the down 4 that was punished, it was the down 4 and then you ran.
The run in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, alright, so you get knocked down. You want to get in, so you're running in, and you whiff forward 2. So again, when you see someone running in, that usually means they want to run in and commit to something that has range. And if you know that's coming, something like a jump back can be good depending on what string they've got. So Googie's seeing that you're running in. He's like, Harold's gotten impatient. He's going to commit to something, so I'm going to jump back and do this because it's fairly risk-free on my end. So I guess just overall, trying to slowly work your way in rather than run in can be better in the long run.
Mm.
But that's whatever, that's something that you work on. What else have I written? Impatient run in 4-2-2 punished. Yep, so that was that. Okay, so let's have a look. I think you run in, you get a forward. Yep, so that works out this time. And now what's going to happen after this throw?
He's gonna wake up.
He's going to wake up again, right? So you now know he's done that again. And you eat that one. So yeah, you're already going for down 1 anti-airs. He didn't jump in with an attack, so that was fine that time. Nice. Yeah, so after that forward 1-1-2, I personally would have like just kept the sag pressure going. This is very effective. So armor. And now he's kind of, yeah. And that's basically it. So let me just double check what else I've written, if I've written anything else. Yes. So in my notes, I obviously thought the same thing when I watched it last time because I wrote thought could be staggering forward 1 more. So in the corner, for example, and mixing up the throws because remember you got that good tick stacking as well with the throw as well as your normals.
Mm.
So forward 1, forward 1-1, forward 1, throw, shit like that. Really, really good with Devora, especially Venomous. Not maintaining pressure in the corner. Yeah, so the observation I basically made is it looks like you're a bit hesitant to do certain things when you had him cornered. So as opposed to do that like confident pressure, or even like remember another good tool she has is the stand 2. So her stand 2 is +2 on block. So
Yeah.
you could be mixing that in as a tool. So you do your +2 and then you could mix up your low overhead or throw. You got to condition them for that first. But yeah, you can start using that as a conditioning tool. So forward 1, forward 1-1, stand 2, throw, forward 1, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it basically looked like you knocked him down and then you kind of weren't sure how to keep him there. So you stopped and waited and then he saw the hesitation and armored. And it's all about asserting dominance and making sure he sees that you're in control and then you get to play your game. But he can kind of see that hesitation, which is why he's getting away with the armor. Alright, so let's keep going.
I think that's the forward 2 that has the hitbox on that is ridiculous.
So he cancels, he NJPs, but luckily that time
Overhead anti-air.
you didn't actually get hit by it. Because you lowered your hitbox. So that's good. He's been caught by the throws more than once, so that's a good option to keep in mind. He armors again, right? But I mean, I would never have thought to do what you did, but you avoided the armor, right? So that's good.
Nice combo, 40%. Wow.
Cancel. You armor again. That hasn't worked once yet, so remember, armor's not the best option.
Bigger punches for it. And Harold's back in the game. EX spray, lots of chip damage. Grabs into
That's just a reverse throw.
puddle.
That's good.
Out of it.
What I was going to mention this earlier actually in the corner.
Round 2.
Googie didn't really do anything about the puddle, so you could probably be a little bit more liberal with the puddle until you notice that he's starting to do something about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do we got? Googie NJPs, but it misses. He armors after throw again, but this time you use a string that punishes them for it. Keep in mind you could have baited that and gotten a bit more damage out of it.
Right.
Than the 6% or whatever it was. Each crosser. Oh, okay. So I missed this part, but this is something that I definitely want to talk about.
40%. Wow.
So he's going to jump at some point and hit you. So let's have a look. Must be after this.
Spray, lots of chip damage. Grabs him. Puddle. Could have jumped out of it. And that's it. Harold takes.
What round am I looking at? Match 2, round 2. Must have been way earlier. Sorry, this is what I've taken it over is important to point out, so I don't want to miss it.
That's alright.
With the armor. Bigger punch for it. And Harold's back in the game.
Oh, this is... What have I done?
Lots of chip damage.
After blocked, back 2. Googie tries to do something after blocked. What? How was it to punish? Okay, in one of these matches I messed up my notes, so this could actually be for the next round.
Okay.
Alright, sorry. That's
alright, that's alright.
Yeah, because after a block down 1, yeah. So let's have a look.
Nodding his head.
Good blocks. He NJ. Ooh, you NJP, he's NJP, that's nice. Yeah, grab again, good, because he's getting hit by it, so why not? Oh, you bait the armor, good, but you missed the punish. So, what I would say... Okay, hang on, sorry. Let's just pause that for a sec. So you threw him, you baited the thingo, and then you missed the punish. So, just quickly jump into training mode, and set thingo to do that. So your best punish is your 1-1 back 2, right?
Yeah.
But just from the range you're at, it's gonna whiff. So maybe let's see if we can walk forward. Whoops. Yep. So it's kind of tight. If you want to use the 1-1-2, it's kind of tight. You have to do like a little walk forward first. And then if you want, because what's the combo off of 1-1 back 2 that you usually do?
Down 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then forward 3-4.
Yep.
Down 1.
Yep.
And then throw.
Yep. Okay. Sweet. So I think I was doing when I was playing the same thing, but after the 4-3-4, down 1, 4-2-2, either Ovi or EX spray.
Yeah.
But if you walk forward, you get in range, but it's kind of tight to get the 4-3-4. Okay, there we go. So if you want so again, you block the EX teleport, you got to walk forward a little bit to do 1-1 back 2, and you got to do a short run into the down 1. So it's kind of tricky, but with practice. Oops. It shouldn't be too bad. Alternatively, if you're not confident in the punish, you could always just
throw.
Yeah, we could throw, or you could do... Okay, even that's kind of like... You could do forward 1-1 spray, which is 14%. That's probably the easiest, apart from that. I was going to say reversal of positive rush, but it's no damage at all. So I'd probably say just try to get used to the... Yeah. So short walk forward. I'm so bad at talking while I play. So yeah, an alternative is if you get used to doing the walk into 1-1 back 2 is not the difficult part. That's fairly straightforward. But getting the down 1 4-3-4 is kind of tight. So what you can do is just do down 1 forward 1-1 spray, which is like
forward
20.
1-1 spray. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
So it's like it's fairly It's like 21% or some shit. So it's like, it's respectable damage.
It's 21, yeah.
Exactly.
Just tested it.
Exactly. So that's an option. And with that in mind as well, that's like another thing to look out for. See if there's things in your matches that go unpunished that should be punished, and then take them to training mode and practice the punish. As another note for when you're kind of looking at matches and stuff.
Mhm.
Okay, alright, so back to this one. Where's my notepad? Whoops. There we go. So, oh, we haven't finished this round yet, I guess. Oh, I'm so off with my notes. Something doesn't look right. Ah, that was it. That was it. That was what I wanted to show. Damn it.
Oh, that was the nice.
Alright, he throws, he runs up, and he jumps over. Oh, I need to push this back. So we're looking for the throw, and then after that, he should run up and cross up jump. Yes, alright, so he runs up and cross up jumps. And you looked like you were trying to down one anti-air, which can work, but in this particular instance hasn't worked out too well.
That range is so good.
Let's keep looking. So you got hit by an NJP running in.
Wow. Do it. Again, that would have been chipped anyways.
Okay. So, I'm just going to go back to training mode quickly again. One of the things to keep in mind, your down one anti-air hasn't worked, so you need to kind of think about what other anti-airs you have. Not in that specific scenario, but later on in the match, you'll block one of Googie's down ones, and then he'll jump over you, and you try to down one anti-air again, but you eat the jump in punch. So he gets damaged just because you're trying to anti-air. It's not that you can't anti-air it, it's just that you use the wrong anti-air. So if we take Takeda training mode and we do down one into a jump in one. Oh god, the range isn't right, I don't think. Okay, there we go. So you see him down one, you've actually got quite a bit of time to stand up and do like a stand two. So stand two is a very good anti-air for Devourer, it's got a good hitbox on it. So if you see someone crossover jump, like you've probably seen Aaron or other sub players use subs stand one to deal with crossover jumps. So
Wait, do you mean stand 1 or stand 2?
Let's. No, it's. Oh, hang on.
My stand 2 is getting beaten out every time.
Really?
Yeah. Stand 1 isn't.
Let's have a look. I thought I was on stand 2 the other day. Yeah, stand 2 is not even auto-correcting.
Yeah.
It worked then, but I guess that's maybe a little less consistent. But on safer than. Yeah, okay, stand 1's pretty good too. Yeah, that's good. But then safer than both of those is you're already holding down, so just that down 2.
Down 2, yeah.
down 2 deals really well with the cross-up jumps. And again, it kind of lowers your hurt box a bit as well. So let's see if I can do it late. Looks like he's not. Let's try that. Yeah, down 2 is probably your most consistent anti-cross-up, anti-air.
Yeah.
And that's just a matter of developing that habit, because I honestly probably still do. I definitely did for a long time do the exact same thing. I used to instinctively mash down 1, and I'd get blown up for it. So you're not alone, man. Like it's a hard habit to break for sure. All right, so yeah, my notes are all over the place. I've got something about somewhere you could have chipped again, but I don't remember seeing that. So we'll just keep playing, and we'll see what we see. So where are we up to? We should be up to match 3, right? That was 2, so we're up to 3. Okay.
Yep. And there's this really long pause in the middle.
Okay.
This is championship points.
Alright, so important things have been teleport cancels, anti-airs, baiting armor, and one other kind of thing that we haven't really mentioned, but Googie looks like he's looking out for when he jumps back, he's looking to use his whip to whiff punish
Losing
anything.
bud.
So what happens at the start? UNJP, not sure what option that would cover of Takeda's, but it's not down 4, so it's something different.
Just mopping today. He's doing quite well in Street Fighter 5 too.
So good.
Oh.
Oh,
Nope. That wouldn't have worked. Still a hit stun when he tried to grab.
nice.
He delayed it slightly. Back one it.
Okay.
Yeah,
In my notes,
that
I just wrote Harold plays Venomous Devourer and wins. Alright, let's have a look. Yeah, okay. I wrote in my note there, runs up without confidence, so you kind of like hesitated and then ran in and ate the back two. And see, he punished you for it with a jump back whip thing again. So he's looking to react. And, oh, sorry, there's so much to talk about. Let's go back.
Should be it. Throw a kunai here.
Let's go back.
Then the jump in.
Blah, blah, blah. So he's jumping back. Watch when he's jumping back, because he might go for the teleport. And when Takeda teleports, and I'll just quickly demonstrate. When Takeda teleports, that's when you can throw out and like pretty much any standing normal, and it'll hit him. And if you're late, you'll just, maybe if you're late, he'll low profile. But let's just have a quick look. Oops, let's try that again. No, I should be doing into down 1, but I don't know the timing. Alright. Like, it's, even if it helps, like if you just hear the noise, right, you can kind of react kind of late, and you'll either get hit by it as he's coming down or when he touches the ground. Just throw out like a stand 2 or stand 1 or anything. I mean, it's kind of like ideal situation. It's hard to know how much I'm reacting to something in training mode, but I'm trying to be generous. Alright. I'm trying it with my eyes closed based on the audio cue. Maybe let's try a down poke. Yeah, so if you try and react to the down 1, maybe that's a bit more reliable, because if you're a bit late on doing your stand 1 or your stand 2 or your down 2 or whatever, then he's going to land and duck under it and get his down 1.
Yeah.
But down 1, trying to down 1 or reaction to his teleport is a possibility. But you also kind of, it's, I'm not saying this is easy. It's not easy. You have to be kind of like just constantly conscious of it. But if you can, that's something to work on in that matchup that will help. Trying to nullify that. Okay.
Yeah.
What else have I got? Whoops, press play.
Yeah, kunai gets hit by it.
Yeah, it's kunai stuff, jumping into a whip. So that's something that he does apparently.
Throw a kunai, yeah, so.
Alright, so I'm gonna take a guess that you try to run out.
Close the door.
Oh no, I'm good. Oh, could have had a lot more off a 1-1 back.
Yeah,
two.
right.
Yeah. So you've got him where you want him, so your priority is to not let him out. Again, alright, so you've armored 3 times in the entirety of this set after the teleport cancel, and it's not worked out once. So something to keep in mind.
And look at this chip, my goodness. I think Harold might take this unless Googie comes out with a comeback.
And we don't want to give Takeda chances. So remember, after EX kunai, good block advantage, so you shouldn't be trying to hit a button or jumping out.
I think nothing will stop this trade. EX kunai, yes.
Yeah, and again,
Nothing
twice
stops
in a row
this trade.
you look like you might have pressed the button after the EX kunai, so you got hit.
Back.
Mm.
Ooh.
My goodness. My
Wow.
goodness. Nothing stops this train. Googie smells it.
Oh.
And
Alright, so you get out with the interactable. That's
Harold
fine.
just,
Scary though.
yeah, denied. Denied. 2-1. Oh, it's freezing.
The staggered forward 1-2 stuff is something that I was going to look at as well. Or I did look at, but I didn't take notes about.
Oh, no,
So I can have a look at that in a minute.
true, but the X-Gunner's delayed activation very mad at it.
Yeah, so that time he counterpoked with his forward 1-2,
It's the time that's
and you may have been pressing buttons when you were minus.
Googie's like, yeah. Yeah, that.
Actually, sorry, before we continue, let me just double check that I'm not missing anything important that's in my notes. That was match 4, round 1. Down 4 again at round start, apparently. Forward 1-2 into stand 2. Oh, that's Googie doing block stuff. Let's go block. Let's go block again. Tries to armor kunai. No, no, no. I've written. You can't armor the EX kunai. It'll just break your armor. Most characters, at least. Presses button after blocks down 1. Yep, that was before, and then not sure. Okay. Whoops. What is going on? Wait.
Nice neutral jump punch. Holding, pressing the button.
Oh, just gets caught by that back
Oh, that's
2 range.
missed the input.
Oh, that's it, isn't it? Oh, there's a break.
Yes,
Yep.
nice break. Otherwise you'd be dead and
Okay. And that's basically it.
he's dead.
Alright.
Congratulations, Googie. It's gonna
So-
be fatality. Oh, he missed it.
Over the course of that, what
Congratulations,
are
Edison, for winning.
some of the things that you think you've picked up that you may need to consider next time you fight Googie?
Well, something to consider to fight anyone, I guess, is more
Yeah.
of down 2. Because, like, everyone's trying to hammer that into my head, and I'm trying to hammer it into my own head,
Yep.
but it's not coming out, you know?
Yep. Takes
Yeah.
a long time to rewire the brain, man.
Mm.
As I said, like eating jump ins off because I try to anti-air down 1 is something that I've done for a long time as well, so you're not alone.
Yeah. Paying attention to what he does on knockdown, I think that's probably one of the bigger things, because a lot of his stuff goes unpunished, and if you get into that vortex with Devora, it's probably gonna hurt.
Yep.
I guess like paying attention to his neutral jump punches and how he responds after a teleport cancel.
Yep.
And what my options are versus his.
Yep.
And when not to, I guess, press buttons.
Yep. Other thing, again, just try taking note of him jumping back, because a lot of the time, if he's jumping back, if he's in range for that whip thing to hit you, sometimes he uses it if he sees you move. Otherwise, if he's further out, he'll teleport.
Yeah.
So keeping in mind that jump backs are a tool for him to use one of 2 specials. So something to think about. Asserting dominance, I think, is a big one that you need to push with Devora. Again, like that staggered pressure helps with that. Just staying in his face and bullying him and making sure instead of using, I think you use down 1 a bit. What's the frame data on down 1? Let me just check. Oh, I'm such a dumbass. I think the rest of the that last like minute of footage wasn't on stream, but anyway, we spoke about it.
Okay.
And this is for you anyway. I had the game up.
Right.
That's okay. That's okay. What was I checking? Down 1. -3. Not terrible. But yeah, using as opposed to down 1, keeping it up with like forward 2-2 and the stand 2, because stand 2 is good as well because it's +2. So +2 is always good. Throwing probably a bit more would be useful for Venomous as well. Good damage, bit of ticks, more conditioning. And considering if you're not pressuring, or if you're just a little bit outside of their face when you're in the corner, considering or taking note of if they're going to try and jump out, so you can react with like your down two or something like that to keep them in the corner.
Yeah.
Um, what else? The other thing that I just wanted to quickly check. I know I checked it yesterday. Well, sorry, when I watched this first, not yesterday. Your options after Googie uses back 1-2, because he uses back 1-2 for stagger pressure. Sorry, not back 1-2, forward 1-2,
4-1-2. Yep.
and he uses forward 1-2 for stagger pressure quite a lot, but it's -5. So if he does, sorry, let's try that again. If he does forward 1-2, he did like forward 1-2 into forward 2 once, but I think that might have been him maybe mistiming the next forward 1-2.
Yep.
Actually, basically off everything. Basically off everything. If he tries to do another forward 1-2, you can just, if you see a forward 1-2, you can counter poke. Forward 2, down 1, yeah, you can counter poke. I guess he could try to do like forward 1-2, walk back a bit, forward 1-2, try and bait something, but it doesn't look like he gets far away enough, especially because Devora has good limbs.
Yeah.
Obviously, the thing you need to be careful about, and this is kind of why his stagger pressure works, is that he can just cancel it into, he can just finish the string basically.
Yeah.
So if you get too keen on trying to counter poke, you're just going to eat the rest of the string. So no, that's not a punish, that's a big risk. I'm just trying to think about what your best options are. It is kind of hard. You probably just have to make a read, because you can forward 1-2. If you maybe wait, and if you see a slight movement, you got to armor, for example, but it's not the best reward with Devora anyway. Yeah, forward 1-2 into forward 1-2, you'll probably start respecting, because he could just complete the string. So it's tough. So the better solution is probably just to do your best to keep him from doing that, and that's obviously not easy.
Yeah.
But at least knowing what his options are after a forward 1-2, so you know what he could mix it up between. So if he does a forward 1-2, he's probably either going to do another forward 1-2, complete the string, maybe you're down 3. I can't imagine he would go for like a back 2. It just seems way too slow. So it's more than likely going to be like your forward 1-2 into forward 1-2, full string forward 1-2, forward 1-2 throw even, or forward 1-2 down 3. Or looking at what he was doing, maybe forward 1-2 NJP. So just being aware of all those options is important. What else? Is there anything else? Let me just check my notes once more. I think that's basically it. Priority is to push him to the corner, improve anti-air game, stagger forward one throw. Note when armor is used, and yep, don't miss punishes, which is fair enough. That you can just take any punish you need to work on the training mode. That's not a problem at all.
Yeah.
Be prepared to throw out. Standing normal to punish teleport. Yeah, so just keeping an active mind about when he will teleport, for example. So I think that basically covers mostly everything. So did you have any other questions or comments or anything like that?
Actually, in one of the later rounds, I think match 3.
Yep.
Match 2, I neutral jump punched his neutral jump punch.
Yes.
Right, and Googie actually told me after the match. He actually said that if you had kept doing that, like there was one situation where he was actually scared shitless because he thought that I was going to do it to him again.
Right.
But,
Yeah.
But the thing was that I was thinking that he was thinking that I was going to do that.
Yeah.
So, so I tried something else, and so he did it on autopilot, which is like Googie calls this stuff autopilot.
Yeah.
But he did it on autopilot and was actually like scared shitless. So I thought maybe I should try doing things over and over again until they change, as opposed to changing preemptively.
Yeah, I was gonna say if in that, and that's kind of like, again, the like asserting your dominance kind of thing. If you actively cover one of his options and he's scared to use it, then you gain the advantage. So if, try that out, like maybe next time you play, you've spoken about it now. It might not work because
Yeah.
if he just does his teleport cancel and you throw out an NJP, he can probably punish you on the way down.
Yeah.
Um, but in those situations, yeah, just giving it a go, seeing if it works more than once. If it works more than once, that's a good thing. If not, then now you know.
Mm.
But yeah, that's one of those things. It's always a pain when you think you're making the right read, but then you second guess yourself and make the read against yourself, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's really bad.
yeah. But yeah, I guess if that's it, then we'll wrap things up.
Hell yeah. Thank you very much.
No worries. Thanks very much for coming on and letting me do this, because it's something that I've wanted to try out for a while. I know some of the Sydney guys are keen, so gives me
That
an
sounds good.
idea of how to approach it for next time as well.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right.
Glad to be a test subject.
I hope you got something out of it. You'll probably, you know, maybe get more benefit looking back and seeing some of the examples and stuff as well. But whether you do or not, that doesn't bother me. It's up to you.
Mm. Yeah.
All right, cool stuff. All right,
I'll
thanks
definitely
everyone.
try and beat him next time.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool.
All right,
Thanks, Jacob.
no worries. Thanks everyone for tuning in. You'll probably see more of these in the future, ideally, hopefully. So if you guys have any other things you want to add, any other observations, any other questions, feel free to comment on YouTube. Thanks very much.